This episode of Sweet Jesus Radio is brought to you by Ready to Dye Hair Gallery. Hair for women and men, nails, pedicures, makeup, and waxing, all with a chill and artsy El Paso vibe. For appointment, call Christy and the girls at 915-444-8477. Ready to Dye Hair Gallery is located at 4531 Montana, Suite A. Ready to Dye Hair Gallery, official sponsor of Sweet Jesus Radio.
This episode of Sweet Jesus Radio is brought to you by Bomb Beauty Products. Visit Bomb Beauty Products for hand-picked, bomb, locally owned beauty lines, indie cosmetics, and accessories. Bomb Beauty Products is located at 1212 Yarborough, Suite 107B in El Paso, Texas, right behind the flower shop. Bomb Beauty Products, official sponsor of Sweet Jesus Radio.
Sweet Jesus Radio. Yo, yo, yo. Welcome to Sweet Jesus Radio. I'm your host, Sweet Jesus. Got a very special guest in the house tonight.
Hello.
On some spontaneous shit, semi-spontaneous. This episode is a few years in the making. I tried to book who is my friend, who we will introduce in a minute. A few years ago, she chickened out on me, supposedly had some scheduling issues, but she was nice enough to squeeze me into her schedule this time. 3 years later, my guest is a makeup artist. She knows a shit ton and is an expert on skincare. And most importantly, is a hardcore hip-hop head, a woo head.
Whoop, whoop.
I want to welcome to the show, April.
A.K.A. Laretta James.
Laretta James on the IG.
That sounds so conceited.
Do me a favor, April. Can you tilt it a little bit up? There you go, right there. Perfect.
Cool.
Awesome. We're talking about the mic, okay, guys? So, yeah, we're welcome to the show, April. I never say last names because I just think they're weird.
Google it.
Google that shit. Laretta James, though, on the gram. We'll start with that. What the fuck is that all about?
All right, so it's actually really weird. So way back in the day when I was like 20 and I used to actually party.
Oh, shit.
I had this alter ego that I would get drunk called Laretta James. Just like this before. Like, I've never been one of those girls that like cries when she gets drunk or gets all slutty and all fighty. Nothing like that. It was just like this loud black drag queen, I guess. I don't know. It's the only way I could describe
it's
it.
It's not racist at all.
No. But that's how I would describe it.
Yeah.
And so it just stuck with me. And when Instagram first came out, I finally made an Instagram and I was like, oh, I'll just make it as Laretta James. Nice. So when I started taking my makeup artistry more serious and started working with different tattoo magazines and different people that were known in the alternative industry, they would tag me on Instagram as Laretta James. And so when I would get published in different magazines, like worldwide, they would put Laretta James. So it kind of just stuck with me.
Oh,
so
shit.
Once I started making my Instagram more professional.
You were published as Laretta James?
That's how it's like. So I just thought of it as my industry name because there's like different tattoo models. A lot of their names, not tattooed models now. The industry has changed so much compared to like 9 years ago when I started. But 9 years ago, like models would have industry names like they're Raquel Reed, Miss Mosh. Those aren't their real names.
Yeah.
So for me, I kind of was like, I'll just keep it as my industry name.
This is your porn name. No, I'm just
kind of. Yeah, like that.
Hell yeah. So what I was looking for while you were talking, not to be rude, I can't find my notes that I prepared for you. So we're gonna have to do this on the fly. I have no idea where they went.
I'll still go on that Laretta shit.
I think it's part of the fact that I have several Coronas in my system. They're somewhere in my computer. But keep going on the Laretta shit. Oh, I thought there was there more?
yeah, there's more. So yeah, once I started getting published more, it was so funny because one time I was traveling with one of my favorite people, Mannon Pictures. Woo woo. They work with different tattoo magazines that you've seen at gas stations or Barnes and Nobles. Like they're like the veteranos of the industry. Like they're the ones that inspired the wannabes now, you know?
Oh shit.
And we were doing yearly tours. And I think we were in Vegas and we were working with one of the Solon models, and if you're not familiar, Solon is like a really big tattoo brand that most people want to be part of.
I've heard of them.
Yeah, so we were working with one of the Solon angels, and I'm doing her makeup, I'm doing her hair, and we're just talking or whatever, and she was like, oh, that's so weird because I usually travel with this chick Laretta James, and I love her stuff. And I started laughing, and I was like, that's me.
God.
And she was like, oh, I thought you said your name was April. And I was like, oh, that's
my middle name.
Yeah, that's like my Instagram name.
It's Laretta April James.
Yeah, so it kind of stuck. So the more and more, like, it was hard because when photographers or magazines didn't contact me on my publishing info, they would just put Laretta James. And so it just stuck. And so now to this day, like, I can't correct it. Like, people just know me. So not that I'm all famous, but you know what I mean? Like, people just know me in that industry as Laretta James.
Yeah, in those circles, you're
and it's so funny because sometimes people are like, oh, what's up, Laretta? And I'm like, that's so weird.
You're expecting a fat black soul singer.
Yeah, it's just me.
It's little old me.
Yeah, so it's funny that it started, and I've had so many people be like, how did you come up with that name? I'm like, oh, it's so embarrassing. That was like the old drunk me, and I'm not even nothing like that, you know? So
damn.
I feel conceited even when people are like, oh, that's my industry name. And they're like, whatever, but you know. It's true. It just kind of stuck.
Yeah, you know, when you check into a hotel, people are looking for me. Like, you know, they're going to be looking for
it's just funny
my
because
name,
people really
so
do come sometimes. Or even like now with my skincare business, some people follow me as that. Yeah. And sometimes they're like, well, the studio I work at, the owner, her name is also April. So it gets confusing. Okay. And so sometimes they're like, so when I introduce myself, like, hi, I'm April, you have an appointment. They're like, oh, I'm here for Laretta. And I'm like, oh. I'm like, it's me.
Yeah,
it's and then it's weird, but it's stuck. I can't change it. It's already been like 9 years. So,
dude, I think you've told me the story before, but not in that detail, that level of detail. That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Listeners, this is my fucking homie. You know, we've been really good friends for a few years. But do you remember, I mean, obviously, do you know how we met? I don't remember, obviously, the exact date. And obviously, it's through D.
Obviously, through D.
Through D. Shouts to D.
DD.
I'm not even going to, no introduction, no description.
No last names.
You know,
no,
I'm just saying in general, if you know who she is, you should. If you don't, you should.
If you don't like her, fuck you. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm kidding.
No, fuck that. It's all me.
Starts fights. People are already blocking me on Instagram. They're like, fuck this
D?
bitch. D, fuck this bitch. No, I'm just kidding.
Angry little chihuahua. That's the fucking homie. Also, D. Again, if you don't know her, check her out. Just a quick little plug since we're talking about her. Yo, D-O, yo, what's the other one? She has a new. She does
have a new one. I don't know.
It's called D.
I'm shitty
Does
with
it?
Instagram.
Something along those lines. D's gonna punch me when she sees me.
I rely on my iPhone for me to type in Y, and then it just
we're gonna start with Deanna and fill in the blanks. You'll see a cutie.
Figure it out.
With
Google
a really sexy ganas, like a what do you call it? Like a
Dude,
stripe.
she has some like what's that X-Men with the rogue? She got some rogue shit going on. I love it.
Dope.
I love it. Yeah.
Yeah, we have to look up the name of her page because again, D, it's only because we'll look it up on mine. Listeners, you already know. Regular listeners, we do this shit on the podcast. We take little breaks like this. The coronas are flowing. We're gonna make sure we pay proper credit to the home. The only reason I say this is because she recently started a separate page to promote different things because she's a socialite. You know, she's a socialite. She's a curator. And you want to make sure you get on this. So we're doing you guys a favor. So I'm handing my phone.
I think it's like Yo D does it or Yo. She needs to put a damn link on her other one. Okay, so it's YODEEYO does it. Like Yo
Okay, so it's her old shit,
does it.
But then you add does it.
Yeah.
So yeah, she has a couple of pages. And again, we just randomly stopped to promote the homie.
Huh.
She's a curator, a tastemaker. A socialite. She's the, even though she lives in Las Cruces, she's the Paris Hilton of El Paso.
Oh, yes. Ridiculous.
Okay, so any random memories that pop in your head about
memory,
us three, me, you, and D, or maybe just me or whatever? Just
my best memory
shits and giggles
is when I had that dope-ass house on the West. I'm a Wester. Woo, West Side. But I was newly single. I had this really cool house with roommates that eventually moved out for they moved to other cities or whatever. And I kept the house. I don't know if you remember. It was a 2-story.
Yeah, I do.
Huge ass pool.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like, I remember before I would go out, I would leave the heater on. And so when I'd come home at like 2 a.m, and the whole entire pool would be just one big jacuzzi. So I'd invite people like, oh, let's go, whatever. But I remember I had a party, and like not even a party, like a little kickback.
Yeah.
And you and I were like deep on some hip hop talk. And you already know I get feisty when people try to punk me on some woo shit. Like if I don't know.
Yeah, we've had several after that, but yeah.
Yeah. And this one, I think he was like your cousin or your
My
cousin's
bitch-ass
friend
cousin Paul,
or something.
Yeah. Shouts to bitch-ass Paul.
Yeah. Fuck you, Paul.
Yeah, fuck Paul.
I think I even slapped Paul.
You have slapped him before.
Because he
asked for it, though. He's
because we were getting in some like intense hip-hop thing, and I was getting intense. Once you get me started, you already know I'm intense. And then I don't even know what he said. I think it was disrespectful to the Wu-Tang, and I just slapped him.
He's a woo head, but he's a button pusher. And, he pushed your buttons,
he didn't.
But I think you guys were trying to argue a certain point. Like, it was like this part, I don't think on the part that you were getting upset on was not him pushing buttons for once. It was actually a point that it was on some hip hop nerd shit. Like, no, it's this. And he's like, no, it's this.
I think he was trying to stun on me or something.
No, you know what it was? You guys were arguing about also like hip hop and rap, and then other types.
And then we were talking about East and West, how they different. And I think that's when ASAP. It must have been a while ago because that's when ASAP was popping up. Yeah. And then I started saying like they're all different, dude. Like ASAP is like this coast and whatever. And then I don't know what happened. And then he said some shit about Wu-Tang, and then I got all pissed and I just slapped him, which was not okay. That's retarded. I wouldn't do that now. But I was so angry, but I remember it stunned him. He's like, "Holy shit, this bitch just slapped me."
You've punched him. You've had physical things with him a few times, like at least twice. It's that one. And
you can't be in my house.
He's a button pusher, so he deserves it. Shouts to Paul. Not really. And
not really,
sarcastic shouts. No, yeah, right now.
But that would be one of my favorite.
If you know my cousin,
memories.
You know how he is.
That would be one of my most.
Yeah, because I took him. Right, it was like a random.
Yeah, but it was just like a funny memory. Yeah, because that's like.
It's hilarious.
And
the other time you like had some, if you don't mind, a physical, but it's totally his fault though. I think it was a show at that Mesa Music Hall. I don't know if it was the Tumex show or not.
Is that the one that turned into like the Electric Banana or something? Okay,
well, I remember. It went from Electric Banana to.
Okay, I remember the hip hop shows there. Yeah.
So it was. I believe it was Tumex because it was the same day I had Tumex and Meganoki on my podcast.
Okay.
And shouts to Meganoki. I just dropped an episode with Meganoki and Bonnie Blue. Check that shit out. But that's how I remember. And I didn't see it happen. I don't know if he told me or you told me. Like, he might have been him. Like, hey, your friend just punched me. Because I guess he has a thing for you. I don't know what the fuck. But who doesn't, right? You're supposed to say.
Oh, yeah.
You're supposed to say, this is where you're supposed to say, who doesn't?
No. Nobody's
you're
trying
supposed to say, duh.
No.
I think the story goes that he tried to like do some chivalrous kissing of the hand type shit.
Ugh, and you already know.
You clocked him.
If anybody knows me, I'm super, super nice to everybody, but I have this thing, like, I don't really fuck with anybody. Like, I'm cool with who I'm cool with, and I'm nice to when I meet people, but I hate absolutely when people touch me. Even like significant others know that I hate PDA. Like, I'm just weird like that. Like, when we're at home, I love you all day, but like, I'm just super weird. I hate when people touch me, and I do remember now, like, I think he tried to kiss my hand, and I just automatically, my reaction was to hit him in the face.
Good. So,
I do remember that, which is still not okay.
It's, in that situation, I would say yes, because he had physical contact with you. So, in that case, that's my cousin. I know him. So, it's partly, he's trying to push your buttons either way. Like,
it's
he
gross.
Probably senses
and
that
who kisses hands? What is
that's
this?
Why he's doing it, because he knows you probably don't like
what
it.
if I didn't put
he's not
hand
trying to
sanitizer on? Like, he's
like, oh fuck,
ooh.
This guy's crazy.
It's like
Your cousin's a lunatic, so he's already trying to push your buttons with that for one, and on top of that, there's the small chance, because you have to understand, this is something that we can talk about it's for a different podcast, but you have to understand, like, you may understand, but you're not gonna fully understand this shit.
Guys are retarded.
No, of course they are, but there's a percentage of women that would think that shit's cute and dope.
This is true, because I've had this
it's a numbers game, dude.
I've had this combo with some other dumbass, dude.
Dumbass.
Like, well, he was cool at some point, but now he's a dumbass.
Okay.
But I asked him, I was like, dude, how does it work sometimes? Because sometimes like there's some really pretty girls and they get all kinds of dick pics, or like there's dudes that are like, what's like the shit they say. Sometimes I'm like, how in the world do they think it works? And this guy straight up told me, he was like, do you think that people would do that if they didn't think it worked? He's like, there are some really dumb girls that like it works.
It works.
So I was like, oh, I didn't think about it that way.
That not everybody's like you.
And he said, we're never going to see you again. What's the worst that's going to happen?
Yeah,
you're going to say no.
That's it.
But there's that one chance where that girl's all like, yes.
That's not my style. I'm too fucking socially awkward and too much of an asshole to do that.
But that's what he told me. And after he told me that, after he told me that, I was like, yeah, dude, that's true.
It takes a guy to tell you that, because all it is, think about it like anything else in life, listeners. If you want to, listen to the shit, guys, creepy guys, take notes.
Creepy guys.
It's like anything else, dude. It's a law of averages. It's numbers. So if you do that to 100 girls, you don't think at least one's gonna fall for it? Of course they are. So dick pics, random dick pics. Like
I never get those.
Girls posts, and again, never been my style. I've only sent maybe 2 or 3, and it's somebody I'm dating already. But
yeah. There's someone you're trying to. Yeah.
If you send 100 of them, one of them is gonna be down.
Right.
It's just law of average. It's just science.
It's science. It's math.
Ask Bill Nye. No,
yeah. No.
You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it's gonna be more than one. Trust me. But at least one's gonna say yes. So it's just some girls.
I never get those.
And I'm not even dating. I'm not even judging the girls that like that shit. This is where you come and say, I'm judging them.
No,
I'm trying to be all, because like when you're a man criticizing females, like nowadays in 2018, you have to be all careful. My point is, I'm not judging them, but they exist, and there's different likes, different flavors, different styles. Things are into different things. Different strokes for different folks. So some females like that shit. I think it's basic as fuck, but to each their own.
I actually never get hit on at bars, but I've had I don't, dude.
I'm not gonna lie, you look intimidating as fuck,
dude. So many people tell me that. They were like, dude, it's because you have that look. Like, do not fucking talk to me.
Well, you said it right now earlier.
Yeah, but it's true, because one time we were out one time we were out, and everybody that knows me and none of my boyfriends or ex-boyfriends have believed me that I never really had a hoe phase. All my friends can straight up tell you, like, dude, that bitch is like a little vatito. She'll just party. Like, she don't fuck with nobody, So one time I remember we were out, and she was just like, all these creepy dudes were buying her drinks. And of course they had that one friend like, oh, fuck yeah, she has a friend,
Yeah.
And obviously I have that face like, do not fucking talk to me. And I'll never forget that one time this dude was like, what's wrong with your friend? She was like, oh, she hates everybody. Don't even try to talk to her. It was,
It's hilarious. Guys, if you don't know April, if you are lucky enough to find her on the social medias.
Oh, yes.
She does have that face. She's gorgeous. I'm going to say as my homie because I prop up all my homies. She's, flawless. I was using her face to do sketches earlier of female faces. She has a perfect nose. And she has dimples, but she does have that face. And it's not a but, it's an and she has that face.
And actually, the other day, my good friend Sarah Sabbath, this model that I discovered here, she's so beautiful. Shout out Sarah Sabbath. You gotta follow her. When people see her, they're like, she's from here, and I'm like, yeah, dude, she's from here. She's amazing. It took me 2 years to get her to model for me, but now she's all about it. So I'm so about her. So anyways, I was at the medical supply shop here that's local picking up some blades for my business.
Okay.
And she was there with her boyfriend picking up some tattoo stuff, because it's a medical place. They have gloves and ointments and shit. Mm-hmm. So when I walked in and I saw her, my face lit up. I was like, hi, what's up? I haven't seen you. And she started laughing. And I was like, what's so funny? And she was like, dude, you had the meanest bitch face when you walked in. Yeah, she's like, when you walked in, you looked so mad. And as soon as you saw me, you're like the little nice person that I know. And I was like, really? I'm actually in a good mood. So I'm working on that. Because you know how girls are proud about that bitch face on Facebook? I am not. That's retarded. Like, I don't try to do that, dude.
I'm not judging if you're proud of it, cool. But in society, understand that what's it called? Resting bitch face? That's the word for it, right? Resting bitch face. But before the internet, we didn't know what the fuck it was called. Can you hold this bottle up?
Yes.
So I'm putting the beers on the padded. We're in we're in an undisclosed location.
Yes.
But we're in April's crib here, so we're on
my
the
new crib. I just moved into.
Dining room table. So we're placing these bottles on the placemats. Is that what they're called?
Yeah. My fancy.
My point is, what was the point about resting bitch face?
Resting bitch face.
So listeners,
is this mine or yours?
That's yours now because I opened this one.
Oh, okay.
Resting bitch face is, we didn't know, there was no word for it until the internet came out. Social media. It's a thing. If you're proud of it, do you? I'm not judging, but understand you will be judged by society. You will be judged by employers. You will be judged by
at work. I'm
not saying you.
I love all my
right
clients.
Now I'm just going on a rant, like a side rant. I'll come back to you. But tell me what you think about this little semi rant. You can do this, goes for a lot of shit. Like, you can do whatever the fuck you want and be proud of it, and this is me, I'm not gonna change, I'm not gonna work on myself. Cool. Understand you will be judged by somebody, your employer, your potential employer, the police,
yes,
people at the store. They're gonna think you're trying to steal, whatever the fuck. So whether it's resting bitch face or the way you dress, we shouldn't judge, quote unquote, but you're gonna be judged.
I am actually the extra nicest at stores. Like, people, when I walk in, I think I do look mean, but I'm the one that's like, I go
above and beyond.
Yeah, to be nice, especially at fast food places, because I respect those people so much, and there's no need to be shitty to them.
Assholes to them.
But speaking about people being proud or whatever, the one thing that does annoy me, and I'm probably going to get attacked because females are mean, is when girls brag about being crazy. Like,
oh my God.
Like, when they're on that whole, like, I'm crazy psycho, deal with it. Or,
sorry, I stabbed you.
Yeah, and I'm like, dude, that's not cute. Like,
there's crazy and then there's crazy. Like, you know what I mean? So there's girls that are like kind of erratic, but they're not crazy. So if you're crazy, you're not gonna really have the mental capacity.
I've met crazy.
So like, if you're crazy, you're not gonna have the mental capacity to even realize that you're bragging about
being
something
crazy.
stupid.
Yeah.
Now, so with that aside, if you're just an erratic girl and you're saying you're crazy, that's fucking dumb. You know what I mean? Like, something, if you're joking around, that's one thing. But if you're truly bragging about it and don't want to change, like, and you're hurting others, like, no.
Let me tell you a story about crazy. So you tell me if it's crazy or crazy.
I'll tell you.
So I didn't know her personally, but I had met her through a friend this one time when we all hung out. She was super cute, super cool girl. She wasn't crazy when we hung out. Yeah. But she started telling me about, like, her boyfriend. And she was like, oh, we're not talking right now because he's mad at me. And I was like, oh, shit, what happened? And, and she had told me that he wasn't answering her calls or messages. So she straight up went to his house, got on the fucking balcony to his second floor of his house, on the roof, dude, or the balcony or some shit.
She climbed to the balcony?
And she fucking, like, opened up a window, and she was like thinking she was gonna catch him doing all this whole shit, and he was playing PlayStation, smoking a blunt with his headset on, and his phone was like nowhere near.
Yeah.
And then I was like, but she was telling me like it, and I was like, dude, I would be upset too. And she was like, yeah, but she's like, technically I didn't break in, the window was unlocked. And I was like,
it's just entering.
Dude, when she said that technically the window was unlocked, I was like, holy shit, dude. Like,
yeah.
So is that crazy or is that crazy?
When I say crazy, I mean literally, like, you can't function in society.
Okay.
Now what you're saying is not just erratic. It's in the middle. It's pretty crazy.
On the cusp.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Like, who the fuck does that? Like, you know what I mean?
Oh, dude,
that's pretty crazy. That's pretty crazy.
I've witnessed and seen some crazy shit that girls do. I've seen girls.
Guys do it too. I mean,
I don't know. I've seen girls make fake profiles to see if their guys are liking.
But guys do it too, dude.
Girls' pictures.
Yeah.
And here's my thing. I'm not really a jealous person, and I always tell chicks when they come to me and they're always like, "Well, he liked this chick's pic," and I was like, "Dude, that chick's naked. That's the point."
Well, like, what do you like if you had a man or something, if he did that, and how would you feel about it?
Never trip, because I'm probably following the bitch too, because she's hot.
Okay, so everybody has their.
I'm the least jealous. That's
my thing. What I always tell people is, it's between you two.
And you communication.
You communicate what's okay, what's not okay, and that's what.
But some people straight up take a like as like, he's already cheating. And I'm like, I highly doubt.
I personally am not down with it, but I'm gonna communicate it to that person.
Right.
I can't date you if you do that.
I've had chicks flip out on like porn stars that they follow, or like Instagram hoes, and I'm like, dude,
they're celebrities. That doesn't count.
Or not even that, just girls that have millions. And I was like, dude, they have millions of followers. They're naked. That's the point. Your husband probably watches porn. He's not telling you, but he does.
Oh yeah, of course.
But I'm like, dude, it's just a like. But that's me.
Can I be devil's advocate for a little bit? And this is totally devil's advocate. Male or female, it doesn't matter. So when you say, and I know we're just talking, but to tell that girl or even a guy, hey, he's one of 10 million people that like that shit. It goes both ways. So it's like, okay, so you already know you're just a speck of fucking dust in this person's following. Why you even like it? Because I personally, I don't. It's rare that I fucking even locals like.
Really?
Because I'm like, you already have like 80 likes. I'm not saying I never do.
I like, but I don't comment. And you know what I do sometimes?
But you know what I mean? Like, so I'm just speaking on the girl's behalf or whoever. I'm like, then don't like it. How hard is it to not like? If anything, if you're smart and you know your girl's a fucking stalker already, don't do it. You're already watching it. Like, you're already enjoying it visually. Clicking on like is not going to do anything. So if you're smart, I'm just saying if you're smart, if you're going to be a smart creepster, don't like, just watch.
You shouldn't have to hide.
That goes back to like, you have to communicate. And I'm very big on communication. Like, hey, this is how I am. This is what's a deal breaker to me.
Yeah.
This is what I'm okay with.
But I've had people trip on me. I've had other chicks that are like, dude, that's weird. That doesn't bother you. Because you're okay with it? And I'm like, dude, it's fucking, social media is the devil, but it isn't real life. So that's why sometimes I'm like,
so there's no crossing of the line. Like, let's say he's liking every like.
Well, she's naked. That's her. That's like, the
he's
point.
liking a bunch of them. Let's say he's already like in one day he has 20 likes of.
Well, she's naked. That's the point. I probably liked her.
I agree with that too.
20 times too, and she's just local.
I agree with that too.
She's probably not going to give this person time of day, and if they are going to do it, I have no control over it. Me being psycho over Instagram. You're focusing on the big picture. Yeah, if me being psycho over Instagram is not going to fucking prevent whatever.
I totally see both sides.
Maybe that's, I don't know, but I'm not a crazy jealous person, dude. I don't have time for all that bullshit.
Good, because that's a waste of energy and time.
Definitely.
So it's not, but to me, it's not about jealousy, because I don't get jealous per se. It's about what's appropriate, if that makes sense.
Yeah, but I
think... For me.
As I always tell people, as humans, it's okay to feel a little insecure and jealous because you're human.
Yeah.
But it depends on how you act on it. Because there are some bitches, like I'm telling you, make fake profiles, set their man up. And I'm like, dude, that's crazy. It's just.
Or they ask their friends, let me spawn this.
And it's different if they comment. My rule is always like, just don't comment. And it's only because even though we have an understanding, it just gives somebody else to be like, dude, that guy's always, even though like, it's not, I don't know. But I guess I'm weird. I'm really like.
You are. I mean,
I am, I guess.
But like weird isn't bad. Weird just means different and unusual. Unusual isn't bad.
I don't know.
It just means uncommon. That's what that word means.
I guess.
So like being uncommon, there's a good and there's a bad side to it. I guess so. I would say that's a good thing because you're not as self-conscious or insecure as most people. So that's good for your own self. So, but again, it goes back to whatever agreement those two people have.
Right.
So if a guy tells you, I'm not liking shit, then you go and do it, then that's fucked up because you're lying there.
Right.
Or vice versa.
That's why I say social media is the devil. It's retarded.
It's a catalyst. I mean, it's like, to me, it's not the devil. It's like money. People say money's evil. No, it's what you do with it. It's the person.
It's
so
true.
It might bring.
Yeah. It's true.
The person. So if you're a fucking creepster, if you're a weirdo, social media is gonna bring it out of you. But it's not the social media that's you. It's you. Like it's the person. You know what I mean? So me personally, I never blame inanimate objects.
Dude, it's so funny to me that there's so many people that are locally popular and that I like have met personally, and they are nothing like what they portray. Like I've met people that they have like this huge house. They're like happily married couple, media. And then when I meet them, like they're like.
Yeah,
not that happy. They live with their parents. Like it's just crazy to me, and I'm like, dude, why do it? That's
weird.
So I found a meme, and I've been meaning to post it, and it said something like, saying like, don't obsess over people on a screen that you don't know shit about. Like you really don't.
For one, that's usually not hating on those people that do that, but
no, but it's pointless.
Most of the time, they don't. Their life isn't as cool as what they portray. So in other words, don't measure yourself against.
My life isn't as cool as I portray. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, it's
I
like,
just post my work.
it
honestly.
goes, but like we have to pay attention to I hate platitudes, but you have that expression that says the grass is always greener on the other side. It's the same shit. Don't pay attention to what's on the other side. Like just
online.
do you.
It's
like,
just to
yeah. It's just who cares anyway.
But isn't it interesting that like we come home and look at shit for people that we don't even know to kill time?
Yeah, I mean,
and it's like, and people like a lot of the famous like bartenders in the city are my clients for skin, and they're so dope, dude. I love every single one of those girls, and I always tell them, I'm like, dude, people have like a really crazy like idea of you, and all of them are like, oh, we have to because of like business.
Hell yeah.
And they're not like what they are. They're actually doper, but they all tell me, they're like, dude, it's insane that how people
do like
really,
a corny
really
thing
like really, really obsess and build these relationships thinking that
people want to see the corny persona that you make.
It's insane. It trips me out all the time.
Yeah, I see what those girls are doing because they're like, we have to manufacture the shit because it's business. Yeah. Because people want the corny shit because the real person's actually better. But like, I'll give you guys the corny shit. Cool.
Yeah. If you follow me on Instagram, it's pretty simple, down to the point. It's my skin, hip hop, and my dogs. Like literally, that's all it is. It's pretty simple.
I'm looking for a post that I posted about that shit a while back. But we're gonna get into your shit, and I'll come back to my post.
Our ranting.
Okay, I actually did find it really quick. Thank you because honestly, most people just have a phone. But when you have a laptop or a desktop computer, you can find your old posts a lot faster. It says, I know I'm dumb, but I don't think we should blame inanimate objects for our shortcomings. Drugs are not evil. Money is not evil. We're just weak-minded dumb fucks. That's basically my point. So let's stop blaming other shit. It's just our dumbasses and people's refusal to try to better themselves. You know
this is my thing when people say like, oh, I was drunk. And I tell people, it wasn't an excuse. It's just that you didn't give a fuck less. Because when you're drunk, it's not, you know what's happening. You just give a fuck less.
Exactly. Like that's not a good
But there are sometimes when people black out and they really don't know what's happening.
But
it's your self-conscious.
Yeah,
so
it's like
you're,
not a good excuse.
It's not.
Yeah.
So, I'm all about that.
Let's move on. That got deep. We did half the show already.
Let's move on. Let's talk about happy
honestly,
things.
what I really want to talk about, dude, is because I'll say it again and again. We have a variety of guests, and we bullshit, we bust balls, but we also want to educate. So one of the things that we want to talk about, of course, you do makeup, you do skincare, and everything in between. Talk about that. Talk about what you do. Talk about how you started it, what influenced you, what motivated you to go down that path. But also speak from it from an angle of like, we want to educate on the benefits of skincare and makeup and, believing in yourself and looking good.
The crazy thing, the beauty industry has boomed and has taken over in another level. But when I started like 9 years ago, makeup artistry really wasn't like popular. It was like literally like a career, and it was hard.
Yeah.
And it was before social media. And when you applied for jobs, you literally had to apply with a portfolio, like a hard portfolio.
Before social media or what?
Before all of that. And when I started, there was this makeup artist in Albuquerque. See, what happened was I didn't know if I was about 17. I had done makeup all my life. Yep. Instead of my mom teaching me, I was teaching her.
Oh, cool.
So when I was 17 and I moved to Albuquerque to live on my own, I wasn't sure to go to school for makeup or veterinary, and I chose makeup.
Oh, cool.
And I met this amazing teacher, and I had always admired these chicks in tattoo magazine. This is before Instagram, like anyone could be a tattoo model. Like this is like totally different.
Gotcha.
And a lot of people don't understand the industry is like totally changed.
Yeah.
And I met my makeup teacher, and she had showed me pictures of these tattoo models that she had worked on, and I was blown away. I was like, you did this? And she was like, yeah, like it's just from networking, blah blah blah. And she inspired me.
Damn.
And so I started doing that, and it was crazy because when I started, my goal was to truly be a makeup artist, to be with MAC. And that's when, before other makeup brands blew up, it was like, to be a makeup artist, MAC was the place to go. If you wanted blue lipstick, for anything.
I'm just thinking in general for the listeners who don't know what the fuck MAC is.
MAC Cosmetics.
So it's like a big line. I know what it is.
But it's not that big anymore because there's so many that are outshining it. But at my time, to have blue lipstick or crazy shit, you go through MAC. And it's literally like the mafia to get in with that company.
Oh, shit.
But when I started, this teacher told me, do anything and everything you can with makeup and put it on your resume. So for the good 2 years, I did a lot of shoots for free. I did anything I could to do it. Mm-hmm. And now that I see my shit from 12 years ago or like 9 years ago, I'm like, you know, like, but it's cool. It's cool.
Yeah, it's still pretty cool.
Yeah. So I started because my goal was to be a makeup artist for the alternative industry. That's what I wanted to do. That's what I saw Raquel Reed.
Oh, okay. That's what you're
saying. A lot of people don't even know who that is anymore. But she, like, all these models were the veteranos. Like, they're the ones that started the modeling game for all these girls that have no idea who they are.
Yeah. Look them up, ladies.
And I met this teacher used to do what I do here. Host workshops, bring these magazines out, give people an opportunity to work with them, build a portfolio, like win-win for everybody. Mm-hmm. And that's how I met Mannon Pictures, and I became friends with them. And when I left MAC and I moved back home to El Paso, I was like, I want to do that. And so I started hosting workshops, and I was bringing out these people. And it started with Mannon, and that's why I'm so thankful for them, because they only worked with me once, and they were willing to give me a chance. And once I booked them a successful workshop, it was all word of mouth, dude. They told some other magazine, like, dude, I went to El Paso.
This girl, Laretta James, you got to meet.
Yeah, no, and not to sound conceited, but that's what happened.
That's how it works, yeah.
And so I made a list of all the models I ever wanted to work with that were famous at that time. Mm-hmm. And every photographer that I wanted at that time. And till this day, I've worked with every single one,
like
except two or three.
Like a list of goals, though?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. And like I did that. List. And it was super cool because when I would email these people, they would email other photographers like, hey, there's this chick named Laretta. She said this. And all of them like, dude, you have to go see her, blah, blah, blah. And that's how that started. So a lot of the local models here, I got them started as far as their careers. Yeah. And I don't even take credit or try to be conceited about it because for me, it was more of like a personal goal. Yeah, it's just so I've slowed down a lot. I've cut down because I've already fulfilled that. And the industry has changed so much, like I said, that it's not even, you know.
Yeah.
But I went to skincare school as a backup because I always told myself, if this makeup thing fails, I need something else to fall on. Of course. And it was just, it always was a passion, and that's just how it blew up. So I do both.
Yeah.
So
awesome. Go into the whole the skincare thing in detail as far as, you know, some of the just kind of like practical advice maybe for just the average person, and also what you do at work like on a day-to-day basis.
So like I said, it's really amazing because the beauty industry has really blown up. And as an esthetician, out of all the beauty industry, we have the hardest job because most people want results instantly. Mm-hmm. When you feel ugly, you get your hair dyed and cut and you have an instant result. When you do your skin, yes, you have an instant result as far as like your skin being healthy, but it's not as fast as when you get your hair done. Yeah. So we have it harder than everybody else. And because of unfortunately, like the Kardashians and all that, they brag about facials and blah, blah. So that's why a lot of people are becoming estheticians. And the thing is the school promotes them, telling them like, you can make $100,000 a year. Like, yeah, you can, but it doesn't happen immediately because it doesn't. So when I started doing skin 7 years ago, I think it's like almost 8 years ago. Dang. It wasn't really a thing, dude. So I've been pimping before it was pimping, you know? But the main thing is genes play a big part in your skin. I have people that are like, I wash my face with dish soap and I don't have wrinkles. And I'm like, dude, it's because of your genes. But it doesn't mean that it's causing an issue, because I have so many older women that come in and they're saying like, oh, now I use sunblock the past 5 years, but 20 years before that, they were tanning with iodine and baby oil and foil. And now they're seeing the damages.
Yeah.
So my main thing was, just because you don't see it now doesn't mean that it's happening. Just get
like the
into,
benefits,
yeah,
the
get
negative
into
side too.
a routine.
It's not always right away.
Get
You're
into
gonna
a
see it.
routine.
Yeah. What kind of routine though?
Well, always face wash, serum, and moisturizer. That's it. And you always want to make sure you have an SPF. And I have so many clients that are like, I never go outside. And I'm like, well, do you see the sunlight? Are you in the car?
I know.
That's the rays. Like
outside.
the sun is insane. Like it does cause damage.
Yeah. Are you like subscribed to, or do you just some brands that they should use?
Yeah, I do. Every esthetician works with a different brand. Yeah. I personally work with PCA. They're a clinical strength brand. They're very hard to get in with, and there aren't very many of us that are listed and certified in El Paso to use them. There's a couple of plastic surgeons, and I think like 2 other people.
What do they make though? Like soaps or?
They make clinical strength skincare.
Okay.
And that's what I use for my chemical peels. And then I also use Murad.
Damn.
And I'm actually the only one in Texas that has a private account, because they are very, very hard to get with. You see them at Ulta, whatever. They actually are partnered with Massage Envy. But as an independent person, I'm the only one in Texas that's independent with Murad.
That's dope.
So
you heard it here first, people. So what's up with let's talk a little bit more about Mannon then. Exactly what do they do though? Because I've seen you post about it. It seems like they're like a booking agency of some sort.
No, they're photographers. That's
okay,
like I said. They're the veteranos of the industry.
Okay.
All these people and Instagram models that want to be published and do all that, everything that they inspired from is because of them.
Okay.
Mannon has like over 70 covers, dude, in the tattoo industry.
And they tour?
They do photo tours.
Okay.
So we go to city and we book either famous models or aspiring models or people that just want to book.
And it's MANNON.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
They
Just
are
for
literally
listeners.
the ones that started it all. And it's like them, Cat Attack, fucking, it's just, dude, it's a whole other thing that a lot of these models,
Sweet. Well,
and I've had local photographers message me and they're like, oh, I don't want to pay you that much because you're going to get published. And I was like, what magazine? And they always name some magazine that's an online magazine that doesn't count.
Yeah.
And I'm always like, dude, no.
Of course. I'm not surprised.
Yeah, but.
Hey, what the heck are lash lifts?
Lash lifts are actually
break
just
it down for the listeners,
lash
please.
lifts are actually, I've been doing them since like I graduated skincare school, but they didn't pop up to be popular until like about maybe 2 years ago.
Because you can tell the difference.
Right. So basically it's just perming of your natural lash. They're a great alternative to lash extensions, because lash extensions, depending on your technician, can be damaging. I've seen some people come in with some pretty bad horror stories.
Oh shit.
But they're a great alternative to that, especially if you have long lashes. It basically just replaces your lash curler,
but it like lasts longer.
It lasts like 6 to 8 weeks.
Like you said, a perm.
It's perm, yeah, and it's safe. It's
The
pretty
reason
popular.
I bring it up is because you posted about it recently.
I do a lot of them.
Yeah,
a lot.
So one of the things you posted about, even today, you showed me again, is the is it a skin peel with the
chemical
acne?
peel?
Okay.
Yeah.
Talk about that just again, because we have listeners. We want to.
All right.
we want to just educate them, because a lot of people don't know that these resources are available for their own skin.
Right.
Like, oh, I'm stuck with this. No, you can do something about this.
Yeah. The thing with chemical peels is, I hate the name. I like to say deep exfoliation treatment, because when you say chemical peel,
it sounds chemical.
It's already scary.
It's got the word chemical in
there.
there.
People think that they're going to look like a lobster. They think that they're going to shed like a snake. It's nothing like that. I have people have come in and they've told me that I went to so-and-so and she burnt me and she did this. And
is it for the sole purpose of acne, or is there other benefits?
Dude, it's all benefits. Okay. I peel my skin every 6 weeks.
Yeah.
There's different levels. There's a low grade, there's mid grade, and there's a deep grade.
Okay. So the purpose of it is what though? To remove a layer? Or?
Dude, to remove dead layers. It can do fine lines. It can acne and rosacea, pigmentation.
Rosacea's a big one.
And then, yeah. So I obviously appreciate healthy skin when it comes in, but my most favorite thing to work on is acne. I love my acne clients so much, because when they come in, their confidence is kind of like they're shameful that how awful their acne is. And I'm like, no, it's not. Yeah. It's not even bad. And it's so amazing to see their progress and to see their confidence and to see them, have results. There's a client that I constantly post her progress and people ask about her, like, oh, how's she doing? When she came in, when I would cleanse her face, I couldn't even touch her because it hurt so bad. And she was oozing
sensitive, okay.
Green, which is also a sign of infection. So I straight up personally told her, I can clear this breakout with peels, but you probably have to see a dermatologist to get an antibiotic to kill bacteria so we can fight this internally and on superficially. And she didn't. And if you see the pictures, she, I cleared it up. So I have a big passion for people. The most difficult skin is my favorite skin.
So what's the, what do you call it? Your preferred way to call it, the chemical peel, just for the listeners?
Deep exfoliation treatment. Because that's basically what it is.
Hell yeah. All right, shit. Well, we covered the, some of the makeup artist shit, the skin care.
Ranting. We didn't talk about very much hip hop.
This is where we're going next.
Oh shit!
But let's give a quick shout out, if you want to where you're actually stationed at.
I have a private studio. I rent it with 2 other amazing girls. Yeah. The owner is April Rangel, and we rent from her. Well, we're actually like a part of the studio. It's Brows and Beauty Studio. She is actually really well known to be one of the #1 microbladers in the city.
Yeah.
She's amazing. Her work is amazing. One of my other coworkers is Alyssa. She also does microblading. So we specialize in brows and I specialize in skin.
Oh, okay.
So I don't do brows. I do the waxing, chemical peels, facials, the dermaplaning, and then the lash lifts.
Do they have a social media presence?
Yeah, obviously we have
Brows and Beauty. Okay.
Yeah, Brows and Beauty Studio is going to be like the main account, and then we have separate accounts.
But ask for Laretta James.
Yeah, but ask for no, I'm just kidding. I'm the only one that does skin.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, so it's a private studio. We are appointment only, but
centrally located.
Yeah, we're actually right in the middle. We're off the freeway.
It's right by Bassett, right?
Yeah, the big white building.
Next to Bassett
across
place.
Bassett, yeah. So it's a private studio. I like it that way because I'm not rushed. We don't have people bombarding us or anything like that. And it's, dude, it truly is amazing to be your own boss. It's the scariest, most rewarding thing ever. And I truly, truly appreciate every single client that comes in. A lot of them are through Instagram and referrals, so I appreciate them.
Word of mouth.
Word of mouth.
Yeah.
And the best advice I can give to any aspiring estheticians is the money will come. Keep your passion first. Because when you obsess over that, you lose it. And I've had so many clients ask me, like, how much do you charge to do extractions, which is a fancy schmancy way of pop pimples? And I'm like, it comes with the service. There are people that are nickel and dime for everything because it is scary when you go on your own. But it's the most rewarding. So Brows and Beauty Studio. Support your local girl gang.
Girl gang.
Yeah, for sure.
That's weird because I was about to ask you about giving people advice, but you already did it. So you're in my head. Get out of my head. So yeah, let's get into some hip hop shit. Listeners.
Yes.
This is one of the reasons this is my homie is because on some hip hop shit. So she's way younger than I am. So I have no idea why she has a passion for the same era, the golden era. That woo shit for the most part, that Redman shit, like we were talking about earlier, Muddy Waters. She just, she was saying she was on some Muddy Waters
fight
shit.
me on that. Muddy
You're
Waters
gonna have every
is the
90s
best
guy on your jock after they listen to this shit.
No, actually, this hip hop passion has ruined my dating life. For past 3 boyfriends, they hate it.
Well, if they listen to Migos and shit, then
they're whack. They're whack.
But just tell me how the fuck you as a younger person, because when that shit was popping off, you were a fucking baby. So how did you get into that shit? And at the risk, before now I'm listening to myself, because on the last podcast that I just dropped with Bonnie Blue, I was making fun of people that asked the question, so when did you fall in love with hip hop?
Actually, I posted something on Facebook. It was a meme.
It's just corny as fuck. But how did you fall in love with that era, that genre? You know what I'm saying? Like that golden era shit.
So when I was growing up, my aunts and uncles were very not far in age. They were like teenagers when I was little, and I looked up to them and we were close. My uncle was actually like a DJ, like DJ, like
Holy shit.
like scratching and stuff, and I would just listen to him. Sorry, excuse me. Burp. But I don't remember the song, but it was LL Cool J when he first came out, and it was I can't even remember the song, but I will never forget them watching the video, and it was of him robbing like a bank or something.
Oh, that's fucking.
And it says like, I'm the kind of guy, and like, what was the fucking song called? And that's what it said. I'm the kind of dude, and it was the beat. The beat was so sick.
Oh, that's the one from Walking Like a Panther.
And he was like robbing a bank.
I'm that type of guy. It's called.
Is that what it is?
Type of guy. Yeah.
Yes. And I saw that, and I was all about it.
Holy shit!
And then and I was little, and I was just into it, and. Honestly, like they would play like I think it was when Snoop's album came out and Bone Thugs, and my aunts and cousins would show me this, and it just clicked, dude.
93 or some shit.
Yeah, and it just clicked, and I was about it, and no matter what, like I was just so about it.
Fucking Redman,
dude. I was obsessed.
Yeah, I'm the type of guy.
And it was so funny because I've always dressed alternatively since I was little, and I'm like tattooed, and people automatically assume I listen to metal, which I respected, but hip hop is my you're a rocker, eh? But hip hop is my number one thing, and I would hang out with all little cholitos, and that's when they would show me Chop and Screwed, and I got into it, and I'm all about like if you're gonna be into it, research it. So I got all into like knowing my shit.
That's like, what I respect about you, because you actually know your shit.
Yeah, so I got
because let's be honest, there's girls out there, not to be a dick, but a lot of girls, I'm gonna put on a Wu-Tang t-shirt and get a bunch of likes.
I was like, if you put on Wu-Tang and it's the fucking Cream song, I'ma hit you.
It's like the go-to for girls. Dude,
do you remember that post? It came out of my memories not so long ago. It was like, if she thinks Redman is a member, she's too young for you. I get so pissed, dude. I remember one time I was at a party and someone was like,
you told me,
name the members. And I was like, what, motherfucker? And I got up and I was like, naming everybody. And they're like, who is that? I was like, stop. Let's not even get. And one of my ex-boyfriends at the time was like, dude, don't get her fucking started. Like, don't get her started.
Supposedly I read somewhere that they super recently added him. So we have to look it up.
It's not that they added him. At the time, they just
it was like an honorary member and shit type shit. What I want to bring up is I want to give a shout out to my homegirl Jessica. Like hopefully she's listening to this episode. She's another female woo head. We shouldn't label them like that, but it's just like we have female woo heads, and then we have females that wear woo t-shirts, but they're not heads. Dude,
thank you.
So not to be a dick, and I hope she doesn't mind me sharing this story, but. I shouldn't even say her name. It would have been better if I didn't share the name.
You have a last name?
My friend Sarah. She said that she had a friend who was wearing a shirt, like a Wu-Tang, a hoodie or a shirt, and was kind of like, oh, look at my, kind of like telling her, yeah, look at my cool shirt.
Yeah.
But it's the Wu, and she was like, dude, take that shit off. Like she made her like, no, I don't know if she made her. I might be like, exaggerating, but she basically asked her to take it off because like you don't even know she asked her like name one song name.
I don't know why I get so offensive with that.
It's like it's not in the grand scheme of things. It's not important, but still.
But it is.
But still,
yeah. And I had an ex-boyfriend be like, "What is so important?" And I was like, the Wu movement is different. It's a lifestyle. It's a clan. You don't even know. And he was just like, that's so stupid. And I was just like, you don't understand.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Yeah.
You take anything that's important to him and then see somebody else.
I actually, I have a few Wu shirts, but my prized possession, and when it got ruined in the dryer, I could not get rid of it. And I made it into a vest. And I would wear it to hip hop shows. And I had so many people be like, where the fuck did you get that? And I don't know if you remember. Probably at the time, I was very young. It was before I went to makeup and skincare school. I was working at Hot Topic as a manager. Mm-hmm. And we had a stack of clearance shirts, and I was folding them. And I found one, and it was like, not Shepard Fairey. What's it? Who does Obey? Is it Shepard Fairey? It is, right? Yeah. So it was right when he was doing the Obama thing, like the Obama picture that he did.
Yeah, the Hope.
The Hope?
Yeah.
Dude, I have, and I don't know if you remember it, I might have to bring it out. I was folding a shirt, and it was one shirt in my size, and it's fucking ODB, dude, painted like that.
Oh, yeah,
and it says ODB. And
they're selling it there?
Dude, yeah, and it was the only one, and it was for 5 cents because it was lost. Yeah. I bought it. I wore it forever when it got ruined. Yeah. I sewed it on a vest. Till this day, like, I've been searching on it on eBay everywhere, and I cannot find it.
You're the only one that has it.
I'm the only one that has this, and it's like my prized possession.
Listeners, I'm telling you, she's
ODB,
a real head.
Like,
she knows her shit.
Yeah.
What would you say is like one of the songs that you know at least 90% or all the words to from the Woo?
The easiest one would be Triumph. Like
that's the easiest
that's
one.
the easiest one.
So
I think that's probably the only.
How about? I mean, of course, people like. I mean, it's all about
Cream. No, I can't fuck
How
with
about
that one.
Reunited?
It pisses me off.
Cream.
Like, dude, I love Wu-Tang, but when Cream comes on, I get pissed.
Why?
Like, I'm just like, this
Why?
is like,
because it's played out. People always go to that. The posers, the wannabes, are like, yeah, Cream, $1 bill, yo. They always say that
like,
shit. I'm like, you don't know,
whatever.
shut the fuck up, dude.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I feel you. We're on the same page as far as that goes. What's a good
I
word?
really got into like when the members like did their own thing, like
The solo joints,
dude, obsessed. Like,
which is your favorite, Cuban Links or what?
all of them would be Raekwon or Jizza.
The Giselle,
like
Liquid Swords and
dude,
Cuban Links.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So from Cuban Links, outside of
dude.
outside of
I
ice
don't know.
cream.
I think that one. No, not ice cream's a good one, but dude, like
you said earlier, like when girls go with that one. Which is your
I don't
favorite
even
track
think
on
they
that
even
show?
know.
They don't. Yeah.
I don't even think they know.
We're all hating on
And
this.
that's it. No, I don't. And I get like, dude.
Which is your favorite track on that one then?
Dude, it's
earlier
literally-
listeners were listening to Heaven and Hell.
Yeah.
What do you
and it's
believe
just like,
in?
but remember
Heaven
how
and
it came on? I was like, oh my God, this song is sick. And
It's
you're
a
like,
jam,
why
yeah.
did it's just that it literally is the whole album. Like,
yeah, can't skip.
yeah. And that's why, like, even
Glaciers
though,
of Ice is my shit.
even though Redman is not a member, I will fight you and say Muddy Waters is still the best album ever.
It's a shit. Muddy
Dude,
Waters.
it is.
I might be there is a
You know,
dark side
you
head
posted a meme the other day, and you were
About
like,
that?
it was like it posted everything, and
the
his
albums?
was in it, yeah,
95.
and it said 95.
95
Muddy
Racing,
Waters
yeah.
came out in 96 in December.
Is that shit wrong or what?
It was wrong. It came out in 96.
Fucking meme makers.
I got upset. I was like,
I'm gonna have to pull that shit up.
95,
Let's see.
96 is good, but it came out in
Muddy
96.
Waters?
Muddy Waters.
96.
It came out in December in 96.
Yeah, I don't know. Dude, I'm 42 years old, guys. So
No.
my shit's all blurry, but that 90s era, I was like, boom.
Dude, I feel like out of all the hip hop, 95 and 96 was the best.
Oh, shit. Yeah, that's
People were collabing.
people like your age, people in that era, that's when you guys were becoming teenagers. So,
But I'm an
you could
East Coaster.
enjoy-
Remember
yeah.
how I told you I got in a fight? Like,
but yeah.
I like West Coast. I respect Dre and Snoop and all that. I'm an East Coaster, even
Yeah.
till the new,
I'm
like
mostly an East
ASAP, all
Coaster.
that. East Coaster.
I'm mostly
East Coast forever.
But you can't fuck with that Doggy Style album. You can't fuck with that shit.
But that's when I first kind of heard him.
Yeah.
I was,
But that again, that 90s, the mid 90s is cool for your age group because you got to enjoy that golden,
Yeah.
like the latter stages of the
Yeah.
golden era.
So
You know what I'm saying?
with
Which
me
is
is
good.
whenever like I heard a song that collabed with
I'm looking for that meme, but go ahead.
somebody else,
Like what? What do you mean?
like earlier when we were listening to the Nas album, I was like, dude,
Yeah.
this fucking shit is sick.
Oh
And
yeah,
you're
we're
like,
listening
this
to
is
The
my
Firm.
The Firm, dude.
Executive Decision. Look up
Dude,
that song.
So good. That whole
The song's
album
good.
is
That
sick.
shit. Do you know that shit flopped in real life? Like I was alive. Like I was
But
like young 20.
do you remember
that shit
when I
flopped.
posted that and I was like,
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck what anybody
Yeah.
says. This is the best collab,
Yeah,
But
Executive
it's
Decision.
true,
is the
dude.
shit.
Dude, so good.
So
good. When that shit comes on, I get all like,
Listeners, look it up. It's called Executive Decision by The Firm. Nature, AZ.
I would still say it's the
fucking
best
Foxy.
collab ever.
Well, yeah, fuck yeah. It's a fucking super group. But it flopped
Dude.
in real life. I don't know how. It's like dope track after dope
But I
track.
think that's when a lot of people were trying to collab and like
Yeah.
save themselves. But now that we don't have shit, we enjoy it, you know?
I mean, that's my shit.
I think the album was sick as fuck.
Well, we're trying to find that that meme that you mentioned. So who else? Some other favorites of yours from that era? Name some songs. Name
Busta,
some.
but old Busta,
What
not
song?
new
What song?
Busta. It's not even songs. It's like old
But you have to have a
albums.
song. You have to have
Let me Google it.
I'm just saying in general,
let me
like,
Google it.
for the listeners, so they can like, because we're being curators right now. You know what I'm saying? We're giving suggestions to
yeah.
motherfuckers.
Honestly, remember how we were
Well,
talking
how does
earlier?
it go? I'll tell you the title.
No. Remember how we were talking earlier?
Yeah.
about the meme that says like, have you ever put on a song and you end up in 3 lanes and you don't know how you got there?
Yeah.
The Mob Deep that I told you.
Oh,
Eye for an eye, dude.
Girl,
as soon as it comes on, I'm not even
knuckles.
lying. It's in both versions.
Listeners, I'm telling
both versions.
Propose to April now before she's taking up.
No, dude. Whenever I hear that, it gets
we in this together.
it gets
beef is
buck.
Yeah.
It gets buck in my
I
car.
wanna,
Like
do a drive by and shit.
And I start like,
rest in peace, Prodigy and shit.
dude, I get buck in the car. I don't know.
Dude,
that song will never get old.
Featuring who? Fucking Nas and Raekwon.
Raekwon.
Rest in peace, Prodigy, dog. That's a good one.
Oh, dude.
Because I'm just saying that.
Good.
It's
listeners, too good.
We're nerding out right now, and like only hip hop heads will like this shit, and it doesn't matter. But my point is this: we're not April. Just again, because girls, it's a double standard. So we always like put girls on a different, kind of measuring stick. She's not even mentioning, oh, I like shook ones. Yeah, everybody likes it. She's saying eye for an eye.
I skip it.
She's all skip
it. I'm like,
she's saying eye for an eye. Like, holy, that's a deep cut is what we call it. You know what I'm saying? It's a deep cut.
It's even like
even executive decision's a deep cut. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're not saying phone tap.
I love like when he's like Chanel for my lady friend. Like I'm like,
Chanel
and I'm all driving. I'm like, Chanel. Like I have to feel myself. I'm all Chanel.
Chanel for my women friend.
Huh.
Yeah, that's fucking. Is that Nas's version?
What was it? Yeah. And he's like, "Ooh, on my bandana." I'm like, "Ooh, get it, Raekwon!" Like, "Ooh, on the bandana." You get all like, he gets buck in the car.
That chorus is dope though. An eye for an eye. We in this together, senor beef is. Oh, I find the fucking meme. So okay, yeah, is Redman in here? He's not even in on this one, Dork. Let me see.
Which one?
The meme I posted. It's right here. Unless it's another one you're talking about. I found the meme, the 95 one.
It was another one, and Muddy Waters was in there, and I was like, "No, dude, it's 96."
Okay.
Because today,
the most recent one I posted was 95, and this is just it's Mob Deep,
right?
It's Good Mob Soul Food. It's Lab Cap in California from Farside, KRS One, self-titled, Raekwon, Cuban Links was 95, The Roots, Big L, Bone, second album, 1999 Eternal.
I honestly only fuck with that album.
Which one?
Eternal.
I like the first two. That's it.
That's it.
Yeah, I don't after that.
And it's not. If you say Crossroads, I'ma slap you. You're a fucking idiot. Dude, they're like, oh, that guy. I'm like, oh.
The album. See what I mean? See what I mean, listener? She knows her shit. That's all I'm saying.
Shut up.
On the album, it's a way different version. The video version is way different.
One time I was at the gay bars and I was like, dude, I've, because one of my good friends, Joel, shout out to Joel. Like when he bartends, I'm like, I'm about to take over.
Is that muscly guy?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
like,
shout to him because he bought El Paso gear. Thank you, guy.
And I was like, I'm about to take over. Oh, well, you and I were together. We were day drinking with him, and I was like,
the Chiquita, right?
Yeah, and I was like, we're about to take over this fucking jukebox because and we got all severe, and it probably fucked with him because all these gay guys left. They're like, fuck these people. But I was so stoked that they had Method Man Tykel, and I was like, they got it on there. But they had the whack songs. Not the whack, but it was just like weird. The lesser good ones.
But they had most of the good shit because a lot of bars, they block. You can block that shit on touch tunes. So they had.
And one time I was at Lloyd's.
But they were not
and I don't know who was playing all of it, but dude, I got all hyped up. I was all, who's this? Who think I'm gonna suck tonight? And my date at the time was like, what the fuck? Because I got all hyped up for everything.
There was
no
like, second date.
She
didn't get a second date.
Nah, but I got all hyped up. I was like, who?
Fuck yeah, that's how
But it wasn't even the basic shit like cream
the deep cuts
and ice cream. It was I was like, who the fuck put this shit on? And I could,
That's only happened to me once, dude. And it was
I will never forget that one time at Lloyd's. I'm telling you, I got all hyped up. I was all, and I was all,
Excuse me. Yeah, you know how we do. You know how we get.
Yeah. For a little while, like I said, when hip hop, I've always been into the older shit. But later on, when I did the Chopped and Screwed or whatever, I did 3-6 Mafia. That was my shit.
Yeah.
It's still my shit.
You like to get crunk.
That's why I like Suicide Boys so much, because they're a little bit of Bone Thugs. They're a little bit of 3-6. They're kind of on their own shit.
Yeah.
But I like old 3-6 Mafia, like when Gangsta Boo was in there. Yeah. And let me tell you a little bit about that.
Isn't that your spirit animal?
That's my spirit animal.
I have a post about that shit.
One time I went to Phoenix and I didn't have, for whatever reason, my Pandora was down and I was driving. And the only fucking CD I had in my car, yes, my car is old and it still has a CD player. was the old
girl.
like smoked out, loked out album. I had the real version and the chopped and screwed version.
Holy shit.
And you know what I told myself? I was like, I got 6 hours. I'm going to memorize all this fucking album. And I did. I played, there's a few, not all of it, but there's one track that I played over and over until I got it right, dude.
Which one?
Play a Haters.
Holy shit. I mean, I don't know.
Dude, the Gangsta Boo part, like I kill it. Like my
like,
dream in life.
Let's see, spit it right now.
Dude, let's do it. No, I'm just kidding. No, my dream in life is that one day I'm at a bar, and they were like $1,000 to whoever can fucking sing Triumph of Wu-Tang, or whoever can say fucking hey. Play a haters of, and I'm like, whoo, and I kill it like that. That's like my, dude, I swear to God, it's so retarded, but that's like
I have weird dreams.
I have weird, like, I guess fantasies when I drive, like, oh, I'm at the club and I kill it.
This is like March 8th, 2016.
What?
Quote of the night, Gangsta Boo is my spirit animal.
She
April Torres.
She was. Let me tell you.
Though,
so she was, and let me tell
2
you.
years ago.
Let me tell you how about I said how she crushed me.
Holy shit.
So I followed her. I found her on Instagram because everybody knows Gangsta Boo started up when they were old crew, when they were still like not shit, blah blah. When they blew up, they cut her out. She did her own thing. No hostile. It was just they moved on.
Burp.
And it became 3 of them.
Burp on the mic.
Sorry, dude. This beer makes me burp. It's so gross.
Why don't you just burp on the mic?
I'm gonna burp on the mic.
Oh, I know.
It's so whack. All heavy breathing, burping. No.
Heavy breathing.
So anyways, so I followed her and I was all excited that I found her, and her fucking profile was private. And I was like, she's not, like, a lot of people don't know who the fuck but she had a shitload of followers. So I was like, she's probably whatever. Yeah. And when she accepted me, I got all stoked. I was like, fuck yeah, Gangsta Boo, that's my shit. Blah blah blah.
We're friends now.
I know all her lyrics and all the albums.
I guess
some of the Juicy J I can kind of figure out on that Smoked Out Loked Out album, but it's mostly, like I said, when I was driving to Phoenix, I was like, my goal is to know all the Gangsta Boos. And I'm telling you, like, I repeated songs like 6 times in a row. Like, I'm gonna fucking get it. Like, yeah,
that's crazy.
And I've had an ex-boyfriend tell me, why don't you just Google the lyrics? And I was like, it's not the fucking same. Like, it's not. So that's how I memorized the album.
See, you guys, see what I'm doing?
So anyways, she accepted me and I was all stoked and I liked all her pictures. And she's a fucking Bible thumper, dude.
Are you serious? I know.
Hardcore that I had to delete her. I cannot even tell you how upset I was. Like, if you believe in you, that's fine.
Yeah.
But when you're Gangsta Boo.
You're Gangsta Boo,
and
bitch.
Like, when I turned Laretta and I'm like Gangsta Boo. Like, I was
Bible Boo.
Dude, I was upset.
More like Bible
But
Boo.
she was like, not even like cute
crushing.
Bible thumper. Like, she was like psycho, annoying. Like she was crazy, and I had to delete her.
Tequila style or what?
Worse, dude. And I had to delete her, and I was so upset. And that's why anytime
Any
that
Bible thumpers
dude,
listening,
it's not even that, but it was like crazy because I know people change and shit. Like,
hey, weren't you a Bible thumper before?
I was.
Talk about that for a little bit. After that story, we're gonna go into the listener questions.
Rest in peace, Gangsta Boo. But let me tell you,
your fanship with her.
I worked at a tattoo shop that was Christian in Albuquerque. A lot of people thought that it was weird, but we were never preachy. We never were like, we were just open to the idea that anybody that wanted a relationship, not religion. So it was cool. Until this day, I can't even hate on them. When I would go to church, like, it wasn't, probably like 22.
Who got you into it or what?
The shop that I was working at.
The shop got you into it?
Yeah, because it was a Christian tattoo shop and I was a piercer. While I was a piercer and shop manager while I was going to skincare school.
Oh, shit.
And I was working at Mac. I had 2 jobs.
Damn.
And it was cool because we weren't preachy. Until this day, like, if we probably went to the church now, it wouldn't come off as preachy. It would come off as like, damn, life lessons.
Yeah.
But towards the end, I don't know what happened. The devil, maybe. But I'll never... Oh, you know what happened?
What happened? Who touched you? No, I'm just kidding.
Nah. I hooked up with one of these Christian boys. Like, my thing was, like, corrupting Christian boys,
see what you
know?
did?
Right? You see what I did there? Fuck no. They're little bitches, dude. They're, like, all like, like, being fucking typical boys, partying with me, whatever. And then next day, they're like, God wasn't into that. and blah, blah. I was like, fool, shut the fuck up. Like, get out of here.
It wasn't of God.
So one of them snitched on me, and I went to work, and everybody was trying to do a prayer on me.
Damn,
and it got all weird. Yeah, and I got all weird. And so we went to church the next day, and I remember I was sitting there like, this shit. And I remember I told them, I was like, this shit is fucking stupid. I'm going home. And they were like, the devil's in you. And I was like, probably, but I'm going home. And then after that, I just.
Damn, what church?
Calvary.
Is that the one on the east side?
Well, it was in Albuquerque.
Oh, out there. I know which one. Yeah, there's a Calvary out there.
It was dope. They sold burritos in the morning.
Holy shit.
Like, it was legit.
Is that the one where you go to, Tito?
Tito, you're never going to listen to this, but
Tito. I'm not sure if that's the one that...
Nah, and then and then we were at a party and we're all chilling and smoking and doing things. And I'm like, how am I around all these Christians that are doing all shit? Like, everyone was doing things. And I was like, how are you going to hate on me for just corrupting this one little Christian boy? Yeah. And one of them was like, oh, we're leaving the party. And I'm like, where are you going? They're like, oh, we have Bible study in the morning. So I took off with a friend to go downtown to party. And I saw them gangbanging some chick dude in the car. And I was like,
what's her number?
I was like, I thought you were at Bible study, bitches.
It's like, in the name of Christ, all right?
Huh. So after that, I was like, fake. And I just kind of like,
did my own thing. But you know, really to each their own, whatever.
To each their own.
I used to be a hardcore Christian.
But that's why I have that cross on my face tattooed.
Oh, you have a cross on your face?
Yeah. No one ever notices it.
It's tiny, yeah.
It's tiny, and I usually cover it up.
Because they always notice the other one above your...
My mama's name.
Yeah, that's the prettiest one. Listeners, if you don't know, April is covered in tattoos.
No, I'm not covered. That's pretty exaggerated.
Yeah, she has one on her stomach, too. What do you have on your stomach?
I have a 3-headed gypsy for past, present, and future, and a huge bat, because bats are cute.
So if you like...
Not on my stomach, on my panza.
Oh, shit, the panzota.
That panzota.
We're going to put a picture. Go to...
I have to, like, lift it up so everyone can see the gypsies. They're like, what? They're like, who? They're like, who is this mashed up bitch? I'm like, oh, it's 3 of them. Hold up. Let me pull up my panza.
All right. So... Did we even get any questions? Are you popping?
No, we're just my phone's charging over there. Can I get it or we'll fuck up?
Yeah, no, go for it. So we're gonna end it with some questions, but I don't know. I think there's minimum.
No one even likes me.
Well, because it was last minute. D's on there. Because I don't know if this is. Let me refresh my page. Because usually for questions, I have to do it like super early so people can see it. And this time it was more last minute, but we're over an hour, so we're good. And we're just gonna.
It was just me ranting. I'm sorry.
I don't know. Yeah, it literally is one question.
So are you hungry? Yes. No, I don't know.
It says this is D. Shouts to D.
Hi D.
The aforementioned D. All about the D. It says, which one is the long titty, quote unquote?
Oh, insider joke. Insider joke. Should we explain it?
I mean, go for it.
All right.
I even sent you a sketch today.
Yeah. So, if you know me, I dress really shitty. Whatever. I wear like Cortez's cutoff tees.
AKA hot.
No, and sometimes I'll put a little effort, girly, whatever. So, it's one time I wore this like really cute top, showed a little cleavage, was a little bit too much.
You were being a little girly.
It was too much for my liking personally, but it was nice.
Super cleavaged out.
And we all took a picture. It was me, Jesus, and D. And when I looked at it, I was like, dude, what the fuck? One of my titties looked hella long, like hella long and weird, and the other one was normal. And I was like, you can't post that. And all of them were like, why? We look so good. You look pretty. And I was like, dude, I have a long titty. And like, for the longest time, for years and years and years, we've just like laughed about that, and we've always put like hashtag titty long titty, and like So
quotation marks.
Yeah, and only quotes. D has that picture. And the other day I tried to get it from her Instagram, but I guess she cleaned out her Instagram and it's not there. It
comes up on memories. I have it.
We'll get it, and I think we need to repost it. It was hilarious though, but it sounds stupid. But to me, it was funny because
again, another version of girls being all
but
body dysmorphic and shit.
It's not. It really was a long titty. Like it was weird. I was like, why is this titty on my belly button? The other one's
from
all
a guy's perspective.
Whatever. It was a long titty.
Guys are all.
They're like long titty.
Well, it looks suckable to me.
Yeah.
All right, sweet. All right, so we're good. We're over an hour. So let's do some final words. April, any shout outs, thank yous, plugs, anything you want to promote?
Plugs.
Anything
Get people
but
arrested
plugs.
on here. Just kidding.
I knew you were going to go there,
Huh. What?
which says a lot.
Plugs. Actually, the only like shout outs would be to all my clients that support me, because literally being your own business, like I said, is the most rewarding and scariest thing ever.
Oh yeah.
And that's it. And just thank you for everybody that supports me and is my friend, because it's like I know people, but it's a small circle that I let people in on, because I'm just weird like that.
Oh.
Also,
do you want people to follow you or no?
Huh. Can you make my followers? Just kidding. Buy his accounts so I can have like millions. No, I'm just kidding.
Just put it on the El Paso page. You'll get
no. It's nothing like that. It's just shout out to all the amazing people that are living and doing things that make them happy. That's it.
That's a good one.
That's it, really.
We'll leave it at that. Yeah. So my shout outs are just the usual listeners. Shouts to my sponsor, Queen Bee Smoke Shop. I meant to
I
say
need to
it
go
earlier.
there. I've never been. Is it
dope.
Cruces or El Paso?
It's in Cruces.
Oh, okay.
So hey, El
but
Paso
I'm annoying. Like I'm old. I don't
mean?
do pieces or all that fucking bar shit.
What do you want?
I only stick to blunts. I go through a pack of.
They got that.
Yeah, but I can go to the gas station.
No, I know, but I'm just
lame.
this is a shout out for the.
Oh, I'm sorry. I killed that vibe. My bad.
Thanks for fucking up.
Sorry. That's not what I meant. Support local.
No,
I'm
but
sorry.
honestly, just being real. If you want to just go meet somebody cool, my homegirl Astrid, you know what I'm saying? She's the owner and she works the shop for the most part.
See, a girl.
So just go, just go meet her, dude. Like she's just dope. Right next door is Barricade Culture Shop. So just go meet her because she's dope. We have a podcast we're going to do probably on Sunday. We're recording this on December 14th. So we're recording that one on the 16th. But shouts to the sponsor, El Paso, Las Cruces. Anybody that wants to promote a business or anything else, hit me up. It's not just the podcast. You're going to look at my listeners like, oh, he doesn't have that much traffic. It's actually pretty decent traffic, but I am also an admin to multiple fucking social media pages, including El Paso, Sweet Jesus Radio, and a bunch of other ones. So that's where I'm going to promote your business. And it's for a super low ass price. Just ask Astrid from Queen Bee Smoke Shop. So shouts to her. Shouts to elpaso.com. Go on, order your El Paso gear. You know, April's a user of the gear as well. You'll see in the pictures as well. And that's it. You know, shouts to anybody supporting in general, word of mouth. With that said, this is Sweet Jesus Radio. Thank you for playing. Sweet Jesus Radio.